Hello friends, and welcome to Life in Envelopes. I am Jennifer Bleecher. In today's video, we're going to do a business budget check-in for all of my side hustles for the second week of October, which is October 6th through October 12th. My side hustles include Etsy, Patreon, and YouTube. So before we jump in, I just wanted to say a quick thank you to everyone for your tips and advice on last week's business budget setup. This is a new budget for me, and I appreciate all the ideas. I'm going to be implementing some of those ideas right away. Some of them I'll be implementing in the future, and some of them just won't work for me, but I always appreciate suggestions, and I often take your suggestions. So feel free to help out any way you think you can as far as giving ideas and suggestions go. Also, I was asked a few times about taxes, and I'm not taking any taxes out of my side hustle income right now because I pay I think it's called estimated quarterly taxes each year. I have to pay a certain amount every month or every few months ahead of tax season, and that covers my taxes for the year, and I've already paid all of my taxes for this year. So for the remainder of the year, I don't need to worry about taxes. So taxes will come back into play probably April, I think, is when they'll be set up again. My new payments will be set up, so we'll address taxes again at that time. Okay, let's go ahead, jump in. We're going to take a look at the income I got this week and then how I spent that money. Okay guys, before we get to the budget worksheet, let's take a look at the expense sheet. And I'm trying to only use one expense tracker this month, so we'll see how that goes. This is my family budget expense thing. Just so you know, I do have two budget workbooks coming. So in the upcoming year, I'll have one workbook for my family and one workbook just for business. And that will be a lot easier for me to separate things. But in the meantime, since I'm doing everything on one spreadsheet, what I'm doing to separate the weeks is I just took a ruler and a marker, I'll show you this one, and I just drew a line across there so I can separate the weeks as they happen. It'll be easier to see more clearly. What I like to do with my family budget is I do one expense tracker per week, and when I have the new workbooks, I'll be able to do that with the business budget. Okay, so this week, the YouTube membership came out, which was a bill, and that was $15. I had my hair done, which is a business expense because I'm on camera. I do have a hair and makeup budget, which I forgot to put on the budget sheet this month, so we're going to add that today. And I spent $93 on that. It was the first time I'd done my hair in several months, at least 3 months, if not longer. But that was just for a cut and for a wax for my eyebrows. And it did have her style it for me this time, so that because it was a new cut and I wanted to see how to style it. But going forward in the future, if I don't have her style it and I come home and style it myself, I can save money on that. So that's something for me to think about. I did purchase a pattern from Etsy to make more stickers, and so that's considered a sticker material as far as categories go, and I spent $3 on that. I received a paycheck from Patreon for $7.52 and a paycheck from Etsy for $62, which is not a whole lot. Back in the heyday of my shop, like when I was most successful, month after month, week after week, I consistently made $1,000 a week. So you can see a lot has changed for my Etsy shop over the last few years. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see as we go back into the busy season, which starts in November, and once the Budget Mom workbooks are back, how this number changes over time, because I have had a lot of people message me to let me know that the reason why they're not buying stickers right now is because they're waiting for their new Budget Mom Budget by Paycheck workbook to show up and for me to start making stickers for those new workbooks. So I know that's a huge part of why my Etsy income is low. Also, I have not released my December designs yet, which are the ones that come out in October. So anywho, yeah, that's the reality of why I had to go back to work, one of the reasons. Okay, so Scheels came out. That was a debt payment of $306. I went over to Staples and I picked up ink for my printer for $54. I have 3 printers, 2 that do stickers and 1 that's just for office, and this is one of my sticker printers, so it's a sticker material expense. And then I am giving myself some income from this week's paycheck. I'm giving myself $30. This is we're just going to see how much income I can give myself week to week based on things that I want to do. This week I'm taking Logan, well actually this afternoon, I'm taking Logan to a matinee, and we're going to get popcorn and soda and at the matinee. So the movie tickets will be $6 a piece because we're going to the matinee show, so that's $12. And then we get this deal where we get 2 large drinks and a large popcorn that we can share, and then we get a free refill on the large popcorn if we want it, which for $18. So 18 plus 12 is 30. So I'm going to give myself $30 so that I can go and do that with Logan today. Okay, let's head over to the budget worksheet. We are going to be making some changes today, which is very helpful to have an erasable pen. So let's come down here. First of all, I decided I'm not going to put an estimated amount on these. We are just going to see this first month how much I actually spend in each of these budget categories. So I'm erasing all of the estimated amount stuff there. And I'm going to add the hair and makeup category. I'm just going to call it H&M, hair and makeup, because that's a category I forgot to include. And if any more categories come up throughout the month, we'll go ahead and add them as they come up. And we're going to go over this amount in just a minute here. Up here for sinking funds, I'm changing this to my income that I'm paying myself from my side hustles. This week I'm paying myself $30. Oh, I'm going to set the budget for this at 0. This is not a guarantee I'll be able to give myself any income from any given week. So, but this week I'm going to give myself $30 so I can take Logan to the movie and we can have popcorn and soda. We'll see what happens next weekend. Okay, and then down here, this is the extra debt that I want to pay, and that is my main focus. But this month, instead of paying off extra debt, I want to start that next month. And then instead, I want to build a little cushion. So I'm going to put cushion down here for extra savings. We're going to build a little cushion in my account because last week, if you remember, my low point was $24. Well, that just makes me super uncomfortable. I don't want to end the month at $24. So I'm not going to set an amount though. So my budget is 0, but we will have extra money at the end of the month. Knock on wood, we will have extra money to put towards this. So whatever I have left over at the end of the month that I can put towards this, that's what I'm going to do. So that is the goal for this month. Next month, I'll start really focusing on paying off extra debt. Okay, so I think that's all the changes. So let's go in now and update the numbers. So starting with my Etsy income, last week I made $418. This week, was it 60? This week was $62. And then Patreon, I can go ahead and put the actual amount because I'm only paid once a month for Patreon. I budgeted $700 and I was paid $752. Shout out and big thank you to all of my patrons. I know a lot of patrons have left recently because I am changing my levels. Once the Budget Mom workbooks, once I receive them and I have all that information, those levels are changing, and some people went ahead and left early, but they're kind of told me they're coming back. So, but those of you who stuck around and are still supporting me, I really, really appreciate it. Okay, coming down here to fixed expenses. Let's see what came out. So YouTube came out. I budgeted $15, and that's how much it was. I have not purchased postage yet for my Patreon orders. They're going out tomorrow, so I'll know by tomorrow how much I actually need to do that. But I don't have that amount for this week. Shills did come out. I budgeted $305, but I wasn't taking into account the coins or the change that comes at the end. I always like to round up for my bills and down for my income. So it was $305 and some change, so I'm actually going to count it as $306. So it's $1 off. Wondershare has not come out, and I was thinking about this later, and I'm not sure if it's going to come out this month. I think it actually came out last month, which would be my annual fee. So I don't think I have to pay it this month, but I'm a little confused, so I'm just going to leave it there for now, and we'll wait and see if it comes out this month. I'm so confused about everything. Adobe has not come out yet. Kindle Unlimited has not come out yet, and Capital One, my second payment to Capital One, has not come out yet. So that's it for fixed expenses. Let's move down to variable expenses. So these categories are going to add up through the month, and because of that, I can't put the total until the end of the month. So what I do with my family budget, I'll show you, is I have this weekly check-in area for my variable categories. I wish I had an extra page in this book so I could set up another one of these for my business budget, but I don't have that. So what I'm going to do, or what I've done, is I created a document through Excel, and I'm going to just tape it here to this side, and each week I'll come back, remove it, and put the new one there. So where we are so far, and I'm starting with 0 because I don't know how much I'm going to spend in each of these categories. At the end of this month, whatever I've spent in each of these categories, that will be my goal for the next month. So I'll have a starting point for the next month, but because I just don't know how much I'm going to be spending in each category, I put 0. So this week, as far as sticker material goes, I spent $3, and then I didn't buy anything for shipping or office supplies. Wait a second, that's not right. Sorry, I think I did this before I finished my expense tracker. Give me 1 second. Yeah, sticker material was actually $3 and $54, so that would be $57. So I spent $57 on sticker material this week. And I'll go in and update this sheet on my computer when I'm done here. I didn't spend anything on shipping or office supplies, but I did do hair and makeup, which was $93. So I've got $57 and $93 so far spent on business expenses, variable business expenses. Here, let me just put a sticky note, just to remind myself how much I've spent so far in this category. So that was $57 for sticker material and $93 for hair and makeup. So I spent $150 so far this month on variable expenses. So when we come back next week, we will update that. And the way I'm going to stick this here so that I can remove it next week is I'm going to use some washi tape. Washi tape is removable. So I'm just going to grab a couple pieces of that, stick this to the page, and then it will be ready to be replaced next week. Okay, so as per usual when it comes to my business budget, things are a little bit messy right now because I'm trying to figure things out. This is a new budget, so I'm working things out. It's actually probably good to see for my friends who are just starting to budget, to see that when you start a new budget, things are messy, and that's okay, and we will learn as we go, and as we go, we'll get better and better and more accurate with our budget, but that's where we are right now. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, will you please give it a thumbs up? And I'll see you again next time. Bye everyone.
Get those stickers placed. Peel away with life in envelopes. Plan your days. Plan your days. Plan your days. Get those stickers placed.